Leads in through. That's got to be Ethan's and Coca all heading for turn number one.
Oh yeah.
Video. These in that two spot with Glasgow National Race Team into turn number one for the six, and then he's going to be Norman forward. You're jumping on through that looks like the 28 of the Incredibles being chased into the final. He's in down to that third position. Joe Aldridge in two, and they are on the seat. From fifth to fourth to 30 seconds. What is the word? Matthew one, Ellison 2. 297 on track. That's Matthew Moto on in 7 8. The front three gators if I was in nearing 3. That's got to be the front rider out of driving. You went from 42. Young shuffle back rapid round the turn on her first 8 points in 2. But they're all we are looking for the best moves. From Brown west to Largis Tomlinson, and here's Thomas heading down. Capcat Cunnison. Spot in the 11 years. Down the final straight. Look at 3. He's going to get the 4. It's Parsons. Holding on to the spot right now. Rivals under pressure. Terry Jones, he's going to get the 3. Who's picking up the 3? It looks like we've got a... Oh, he's 5. Right, Cluffy Barata over and the final turn. He's going to be going. Clayton. For the final spot. Good time going and he's on Jackson. In there in 3. Who's picking up the ball? And it's Ronnie Payne out of lane number 1. Oh, he's in there in 3. Who's going to get you on the line? Right, that's 12-year-old cruiser opened the B final. Freddie State, Tammy Stack, Rocco Jenkins. Socialised battle, Alfie Powell, Ronnie Walworth and Bradley Grimm in and out of turn. We go on with Freddie Walcheaper out in front. He's doing it for RTR, Resilient Team Racing. Reactive Racing in there in 2. That's going to be Alfie Powell, Rocco Jenkins, Bradley Grimm, Frederick State. Sammy Stack was in there in about 3, looking to work his way into the 2. King Rob, Ronnie Walworth, Hellbox Bike Coaching in 6, Jenkins in 7. But it looks like Walsh who's going to bring it down to the line. Unless the Happy Rider's got anything for him, it's going to be Walsh taking it from Sammy Stack. Right, now it's 12-year-old. First of the cruiser finals, heading down the hill, Arlo Steinmetz. He must put jet fuel on his Rice Krispies in the morning. He's absolutely flying into turn number 1. Looking good right now. Leo Bradley in there in 2. Who's the rider in there in 3? Looks like Fast Signatures. That belongs to Jack Swales, but he's under pressure from Charlie Dowsing. Rocco Westwood is in the top 5 spot. And looking good, Bishop in there in 6. But it is Steinmetz leading it into that final corner. Arthur Mason going through in 7 and the 33. Sorry, Mason in 8. So Steinmetz bringing it to the strike from Bradley. Steinmetz, is he going to get it? Oh, it was close on the line. Oh, final out on track. Hunter Malion leading it from Bodie Markley in that 2-spot. Charlie Cotton in 3. Rumwood Park got a rider in there as well. That's going to be Sammy Fox Cooper heading in and out of that final corner. Hunter Malion out of Brixton BMX. He's going to pick up the race win in the 13-14-year-old Cruiser B final. 13 to 14-year-old. 13 to 14-year-old cruisers are on go. Check out Oliver heading for the first corner, repping on his Fly Club jersey. In and out of that first turn, Swales threaded the needle and works his way into that 2-spot. Benny Marco's scrapping it now. He wants a top 4 spot, and he's looking on the inside into turn number 2. Oh, it's getting busy. Arnold, though, he's checking out from the pack. Arnold needs it out. Swales under pressure from Adam Arnold as they bring it into the final turn. So he's going to be Oliver Arnold. In and out he goes, and down the last straight. He's going to wrap up this 13 to 14-year-old Cruiser. A final win. Oliver Arnold, Harry Swales, Adam Arnold, Benedict Marco in that order. Girls Cruiser heading down the hill. Ailey Watson shot out of a cannon. Probably a cannon that's on a Scottish castle. She's out there in front at the moment in this 4th Moto. Elizabeth Graham in there as well, but the rider in 2 is Isla Young. Isla doing it for Knightswood BMX Club. So she's in there in 2, the 3 and the 4 heading along. Emily Grimm doing it for Team Earth. Sidney McSwitty trying to make some moves as well. Trying to pick up that rider in 3. Got a feeling it might be Paige Cathcart-Cunnington actually. So, Ailey Watson taking the 4th Moto. Young going through as well. Cruiser B final on track. Todd Smith not when he leaked it out for Allen's Factory Supercross. Going to 1 and 2 with Hard Knocks Fight Coaching, Freddie Warwork. DC Cycles have got Logan Young in there in 3. Cooper Westwood doing it for Maybo Factory Team UK. He's in there in 4. Looks like we've got a rider out of Savage Racing. That's Jacob Warren in 5. But it's going to be Todd Smith Dottman picking up that B final win. 15 to 16-year-old Cruiser A final. 15 to 16-year-old Cruisers are waging war on their 24. And it's your world number 3, James Cottrell, leading it over the whole shot line out of that first corner. Who's here with him? It's got to be McCrum, doing it for BMX Winner Photography. He's all over the back wheel of Cotty into that second turn. Can he find a way through? Walford's in there in 3. Hindley's in 4. McCrum, look at him go through the 3rd straight last turn action. Can he find a way round? Cottrell, McCrum, Walford. That's going to be a 1, 2 and 3. Hindley's in there for 4. Girls are go 17 to 29-year-old Cruisers. Salted Risky have got 2 riders in this one, as have Maple UK and his mate. Turn. Lily Shazima out in front. Alice Hammond in there into Alexis McCartney in 3, Perth in 4. Isla Radcliffe going through in 5. Izzy Hurry in 6. Yetska in 7. Alicia Linscott in 8. But it's Mabel Factory Racing UK into the final turn. They're going to go wild for their rider. Hannah Drew's not done yet. Lily Chaziwa's going to take it to the line. Chaziwa, Drew, McCartney and Firth. 30 plus women are 1. Lindsay Keewood, Cameron Evans, and Richard Susan Jenkins. It's Emily Ireland and Coach Chizzy going at it for the 1 spot to bring it into that second corner. So Ireland out of the Outlaws, leading it from her club mate out of that second turn. Susan Parawan's in there in 3. Who's picking up the 4? It looks like we've got the 180 plate. That is Lindsay Cuban out of Barnesbury, heading into the final turn. Chizzy's under pressure from Susan Parawan. Last straight action. Ireland has left the pack. She's going to pick up the win. Susan Parawan's going to nick the 2 spot on the line. Chisholm from 3. 30 plus women's. 30 plus women's cruise at the final. Here's a go. The W3's on the inside. He's getting tight into the first turn. Stubble, SJN. It's going to be the W5 leading from the W3. Leading out, SJN is now being chased down by what looks like Rebecca Gold doing it for absolute bicycle lane across. Rowan Beckett is in 4. That looks like Magic Manda in 5. Von Clements in 6. Pendleton's in 7. Sitch in 8. Heading into the final corner though. The world number 5. Michelle Stubble gonna wrap up this win by the looks of things. SJN doing all she can to close the gap. Not quite gonna get close enough. Stubble, SJN go 1, 2, 3. Right, 40 to 44 out in front. That is Nick Lewis from the Hawks in there into Mike Whittaker. Resilient Team Racing doing it for the old YouTube algorithm. He's in there in that field. 4th spot right now. Chasing down the 14 that belongs to James Moores. Into the final turn we go. It's going to be Joe Marston, Nick Lewis, James Moores, Mike Whittaker, your top 4. Northeast BMX, Michael Parks, I think, and Chris Coltman in there as well. Good stuff, guys. Cruisers are go 40 to 44 of the first ride. Here in McAvoy, but he's got Chris Evans and Dylan Dixon right there with him as they go into turn number 1. The Salty race. Back on the bike for the first time in a long time. It's good to see him in there. Chris Evans is keeping him honest though. That looks like Rob Harry's in there in 4, Smiling 5, Matt Eaton pushing hard as well. But back on the BMX bike after a 10-year break. Kieran McAvoy sorting race gear in and out of that final turn. He's going to pick up the win in the 40 to 44 cruiser class. Evans is looking good for the 2. Dixon for the 3. Smiley's going to take the 4. Harry's in 5. 45 to 40. Final number 13 here to go, the 45 to 49-year-old cruisers are looking to scrap it out on track, but no one's going to catch Northern Marco into that first turn. Marco absolutely blinded first straight, and he's checked out from the pack. Matthew Trincott though, he's doing all he can to close that gap back down into that second turn. DJ Toogood's in there for 3, looking to stick it on a podium. Trincott, look at him go through that third straight. Closing the gap down, doing it for the Titans. The local boy with the mover threads the needle. Max is moving the day contender. Matthew Trincott, Norman Marco, DJ Toogood. Right, here we go. John O'Harity doing it for all the single ladies out there. But Luke Davis Hayes will have to make up for that disappointment earlier on in the semi-final. Pete Watson in there as well. As they go in and out of the turn, the original Tom Palmer in that 4th spot, doing it for crucial Matt McHugh in 5. As they head towards the final turn, it's going to be Harradine, Luke Davies Hayes, Pete Watson, Tom Palmer, 1, 2, 3 and 4, crossing the line. 17 to 29, the actual 8. This one could be an absolute screamer of a final because Alex Brooks has not got the start he wanted, so he's going to have to do it the hard way. Into the turn we go. He's in there in 4 for the moment, but Joshua Casey's leading it out. Wilson in there in 2. That looks like Rocky O'Brien in 3 as Alex Brooks got anything for him. He's got 2 straights to make it happen. Here it comes. Wilson still leading it through. Brooks, he's going to have to totally throw it in there in the final turn. High, low, underneath. Doesn't look like he's got enough in the tank to catch his teammate. Brooks is going to end up in about 4. Cates for 2. O'Brien for 3. Final. Looks like we've got Gas Carver out front. The beast from the northeast. Gas Carver out there in 1, and that looks like Tim Porter chasing it down in the 2 spot. Timmy Turnbull, Jules Allen, he's in there in 3, under pressure there from Brett Knight, working his way up the inside, gonna go from 4 to 3 in the final turn. Cotty's in there in 5, so it's gonna be Gas Carver picking up that B final win. Porter Knight rounding out the top 3. Final number 17 is the banging bows down the hill. Healy's out of lane number 1, looking to pick up the whole shot aboard that W7 bike. Healy leads it from the E1. Hill, Barnard, that's the order as it stands. With Archibald is in there in 3. Oh, Barnard round the outside, can he make it stick? He's looking to make it happen. Healy hangs on. Barnard's not done yet though. Look at him charging down that third straight like a predator after prey. Last turn action, he's made it happen. Barnard, your European champion, goes from 2 to 1 round the outside of Healy. Healy in about 3 across the line. Archibald looked like he nicked the 2. Here we go, 3 Scottish riders, and we're going to have a Scottish podium like the Olympics, only with bagpipes into the turn. We go! Reed, Lindsay, look at them go! Banging both matters, coming to spoil the party! Stuart Campbell, in and out of turn number 2. Raimondo Reed absolutely on it. Dave Lindsay's not loud. Chris Madron have it. He's going into the final turn. Tim Drew's trying to get in there as well. Scotland definitely in 1 and 2. Is Dave Lindsay going to hold up for 3? Come on, Scotland, bring your boy home. Oh my word, Northern Meyer ruined it for all of them. That's got to be around Peckham, 859 on the plate. Amari Bamford heading in towards turn number 2. He's being chased down by Billy Late. Doing it for the Eagles, into that corner they go, and back out again. Who's picking up the 3 spots to come around? Ice Bikes have got Patrick Dempsey straight from the hospital to the track. He's worked his way up to 3. The 7 and 1 is now back in 4. That's Jackson May out of Sinead's Reed Academy. But Amari Bamford on an absolute charge. He's going to pick up the B final, winning the 7-year-olds. Dempsey putting the pressure on down the last straight, but Lake's going to hang on to 2. It'll be fine. Right. Benji Ross Foster, Harrison Slater. I've got a feeling Arthur King's in there as well, but the 818 is leading it through. That's Sandys out. Sandys out of Norwich BMX Club. Benji's in there in 3. Lou and Jamira in 4, in and out of the turn. It looks like the B final win is going to go to Norwich. Sandys out is taking it to the line. King in there in 2. Benji Ross Foster in 3. Oscar Rom in his semi-final, he's showing us what he can do in this 9-year-old B final. Sort of race gear, leading it in and back out of turn number 2. That looks like Archie Walsgrove in there in the 2 spot, doing it for Telford Flyers, but he's under pressure from Atlas Lewisfield. Arlo Payne's in there in 4. Here comes Tara Frankie Jones, he's in there in 5. Last turn action, in and out they go. Walsgrove's made his move to go from 2 to 1 rather fast, in there for 2. Alice Lewisfield's going to hang on to 3 with Payne on the line in 4. Right in this one, final number 22. That looks like Flick Brendel doing it for Alan's Factory Supercross in that front spot. Susie Wyatt in there as well. Freya Forrest, Ferris K, Luciana Pins and Barron, Millie Moore, Sophia Jones and Kylie Dixon as they head towards the final turn, 3 abreast. Flick looking like she's going to get the best of it unless Susie's got anything for her down the final straight. Rusting up races, Freya Forrest diving underneath. Looks like Flick's going to hang on to it though. Flick takes it to the line. Susie for 2, I think Freya for 3. Dominic Cullers, he's looking to lead it into turn number 2. Leo Gritz out of MK Evolution is right there with him though, on his coattails looking for a way round. Who's picking up the 3? That's going to be the 10 of Callum Wood. Doing it for Green Machine Tribe, the 19. Sorry, that's Briggs in there in 4. That's Charlie Blakeman then in the 2. Putting the pressure onto Panos on the exit of the final corner. MK Evolution looking to go 1 and 4. It's the pressure on the line, looking like it was Blakeman that nicked it. 10-year-old girls, P. Johnson, Robertson, Pete Smith, Madison Stubble, Grace Ledgerwood, Barham, Tallulah Witherton, all on track in this one. Let's have a look who's going to lead it out of turn number 2. That looks like the 17 plate of Canonica. In there in 1, Fast Signatures in 2, Madison Stubble. The 15 and the 10 chasing her down, Pete Smith and Tessa Johnson doing it for Retro Racing. Megan Keller in there as well for the Glasgow National Series team, but Canonic has taken it to the line. Madison's going to have to sell for 3 or possibly even 4.
That looks like it could be Alan's Factory. Ollie Byrne leading this one through. Who's picking him up in the 2 spot? That's got to be Radko Racing, Seth Kacharik. Kacharik looking to make his move down the 3rd straight. He's going around the outside, doing it the hard way. Going to work his way from 2 to 1. Fast signatures in there in 3. That's Joseph Hewitt. Where is the BMX High Rider? Charlie Gowson got it all to do with the back of the pack at the moment. Kacharik, Byrne, Radko 1 and 2. Hewitt's rounding out the top 3.
Everdeen Uda Svensson in this one. That looks like Lawrence Kay. Sorry, got that one slightly wrong there. Lawrence Kay in there in 2. Una's in 3. Reactive Racing going through in 4. That's going to be Robin Wyatt, but Emma Dean is leading it out. She's rode 2 bikes today. Put some mega laps in. She's going to get a B final win out of it. Gabriella Malloy in there as well. Ruby Evans, Abby Graham and Roxy Morgan. Oh, Emma's under pressure at the line. Oh, too close, too far.
Scott Strack, your European number 8 leads out the 12-year-old boys B final, but he's under all sorts of pressure as Joseph McAvoy is looking for a way through. Down that 3rd straight, Jennifer Mabo, Factory Team UK. LCC though still out front of the pack. Oh, McAvoy dives under, makes his stick. Can he hang on down the final straight? Look at the pressure coming from the other right of that. Looked like Freddie Ray Ireland. Not sure who picked up the win.
Who's doing it for Manchester in a minute, but she's chasing down the template. And that is the decoy rider, Izzy Underhill. Jamie Puddock's in there in about 4. And she's got the Hawks rider, Maisie Surtees, to deal with, who's in there in 3 as they come in and out of the turn. Decoy looking good in this one. Izzy Underhill looking for a B final win. There's a bit of a gap between the top 2 and the rest of the pack. Ellie Beat's not done yet. She's going to try and pick her off down the final straight. Looks like she might run out of time and room, but she's getting ever closer. Ellie B, oh, not quite to the line. Who's going to pick up that 3?
Wow. The final, but it's led away by a Mabo Factory Team UK's Jack Devine. In and out of that 2nd corner, I believe he's racing up an age group or 2, and he's now being chased down by the template of Marcus Mullen, doing it for Fluid Basket Motocross, heading into the final corner. Fast signatures for Harry Swales inside the top 3. Mullen putting the pressure on Devine down this final straight. Mullen's going to go from 2 to 1 at the stride as Devine picks up 2.
Right, Sammy, a huge move on in that 2nd turn, only to have it stolen away by Holly Bishop just 1 turn later. She's leading this one out. Grace Gerard's in there as well in about 4 for Hard Knocks Bike Coaching. Poppy May Kirby in there in 2. That is the Gosport rider Lauren Keller rounding out the top 3, but Samia Hughes in the Island jersey bringing it home for a B final win.
14-year-old boys hit the track for their B final. Check out Charlie Will's corner. He's being chased down by Motos Idlow. Headed for that 2nd turn. Savage Racing got a rider inside the top 3. That's Max Bass on the A plate. He's being chased though through that 3rd straight. It looks like the 11 of Harry Tynes doing it for Moto 1 Muckoff. Heading into the final turn. Wilcox towards Idlow. That's your 1 and 2. Bass putting the pressure on towards Idlow down the final straight. He's going to work his way from 3 to 2, and he looks like he went from 2 to 1 on the line.
Eleanor Martin's in there as well, but the Hawks rider going through in that 2nd spot. That is Georgia Surtees. Surtees in 2. We've got I think it's a Preston rider, Eleanor Martin in 3. Teamers, Clara Salmon is in there in 4, and the rider in 5 is the 15, and that belongs to Nora Syra out of 9. But Hard Knocks Bike Coaching in and out that final turn. Bella Gerard looking like she's going to pick up a B final win. Surtees in 2, Martin in 3.
The Warlock with another belting gate out. His team manager leads it out. Neil the Warlock Stewart. He's being chased down there by Neil Waddington on the 23 plate into turn number 2. Look at Waddington throwing it under. Look like they might have touched Bose into the turn. So that shuffled the Warlock back a spot. He's now under pressure from the 12 plate of David Knowles out of MTR. Knowles round the outside into the final turn. The Warlock back in 3, being chased down by Ian Milne down the final straight, but it's going to be Waddington picking up that race win.
Right, 17 and 2, doing it for Bosch Racing. That is Lucy Groundwater. She's in there in 3 with Annabelle Charlton in 4. Charlotte Stanley rounding out the 5 right now, but it's a battle between BMX Widow Photography and Smiley's Flight Club into the final turn. Ellen again. Rosie going to pick up the 2. Lucy battling with Annabelle for the 3. And the decoy rider trying to get in is Bethany Coates.
Erzi Hurry has just been shot out of a cannon in the 90 by Olivia Firth, doing it for the mid-lengths and sorted race gear. In and out of that second turn. But that's got to be Tilly McCrum inside the top 3. The 9 plate in 4. That's Megan Kirby. The 21's in 5. That's Lydia Webber. Crashed earlier on, but she's on track at the moment, sticking it inside the top 5 in this B final. Hurry. Manufacturer Team UK taking that B final win.
Right, 15-year-old B final. Julie Geddes is in there in 3, and that looks like Oliver Tyers in there in 4, with Harry Bailey going through in 5. Nathaniel's trying to make some moves from 6, but it's Team Newton Hindley and Oscar Jewell 1 and 2 in and out of the corner. Nathaniel's shopping for a 5. Couldn't make it stick, ended up in 6.
Final in and out of turn number 1. It's the 7 plate of Oliver James leading it into that second corner. Who's there with him? Looks like Ollie Turblanche out of MK Evolution. Logan Widowson's on track inside the top 3. He's being chased down there by the 16 plate. And it's Ollie Kirby. Green Machine Tribe. Henry Radcliffe's in there in 5. Last straight action, James taking it to the line to Blanche Widowson 2 and 3.
17 and 18-year-olds in the out in front. Lewis Cook in 2. O'Reilly in there in 3. Alan Supercross, Jaden Green in there in 4 with John 5.
19-29-year-old B final, the last of these B finals before we move on to the 20-inch A-final. Look off and who's there with him? Going to be Ben Fitzsimmons picking up the 2 spot, the 3. That's Jaden Seward heading into that second corner. Spencer Gibson. Oh, Fitzsimmons throws it under, works his way from 2 to 1. Here comes Seward down the inside into the final turn. Fitzsimmons, BMX Widow Photography's going to hang on to it. Last straight action. Fitzsimmons, Seward. That's going to be your 1 and 2.
Six Unders bringing the thunder. Here we go. Oh, Maxim taking to the skies with Milo. You wouldn't believe these boys were only 6 years old the way they flew out of that gate. Milo in there in 1. He's gone a pretty long way around. That's allowed Maxim to get right there on the back of him. Rupert's having an absolute blinder in 3. Ellis is in 4, the 558. That is Victor Anderson in 5. But look at the battle out front between these 2 boys. Milo Jerin, Maxim Kruzolzia. Maxim's giving it everything he's got. He's having a go. It's going to come down to the final straight. Jerin, Kruzolzia, 1 and 2. Maxim's winding it up. He's getting ever closer. Taking it to the line, Jerry in 1, Kruzolziak in 2. Oh, I think Rupert's just given up the 3.
7-year-old A-Pond. The 7-year-old boys are bringing the noise down the hill. Barron's on the inside looking to pick up the whole shot into turn number 1. Luke Barron, Allen's Factory Supercross. He's going to lead it out. Who's there with him? Rustin at Racing's Jensen Dyke. Look at Dyke go. Trying to go round the outside. That looks like being in there for 3. Who's in 4? Preston Pirato in Wheater. Turn number 2. Check out the rider of Fluent. Jack Burns looking to make the 2 spot stick as they bring it through the 3rd straight. The British champ is putting the pressure onto Jensen Dye. But can anyone catch Luke Barron in and out of the final corner? Allen's Factory Supercross. He's going to pick up the win in the 7-year-olds category. Luke Barron, Jensen Dye, Jack Burns. That's your 1, 2, 3.
We got a gate of future pros right here. These boys have been absolutely flying. Looks like Ruben Lamb and Shelby Yates are going to bank it out into turn number one. Lamb getting the whole shot for Merseyside BMX Club. Isaac Tomlinson in there in four. Shelby's in three. Looking for the two. Trying to work his way past Jasper Eels. Here comes the crucial rider. That's going to be Oliver Bridle, who's trying to work his way into a top four position. In and out of the turn we... This is Ruben Lamb taking it down into that final turn. Jasper Eels is the only rider close enough to try and make a difference. Ruben Lamb, Merseyside BMX Club, bringing it to the line, taking the win. Eels in two, Yates in three. Idling four. Little lady's going crazy, heading down the hill. Who's going to be the first into the turn? The 0-1 of Esme Anderson, setting the world on fire. Hattie McGoldrick's in there in three, chasing down Amaria Gibson from Ice Bikes. Erin Doney trying to get in the mix. Oh, Alice Laurie's in there in five. Noah Kerr in six. As they of turn number two. Rose in there somewhere, but it's Anderson, Rees, McGoldrick, one turn left, anything can happen. The girls are battling, Hattie's looking for a way through. Look at the battle to the line, Sophia and Esme, who's going to get it at the line? Sophia from Esme. Hattie picks up the three, Erin Doney for the four, Alice Laurie top five. The 9-year-old boys are a go. Check out the battle on the inside of Cito's received a few bows down the hill, and it looks like your British champion, Archie Fisher's good whole shot. Here comes Teddy Gorman, Bill Bicycles made the work in that first corner. Gorman leads it from Fisher. That looks like Clayton in there for three. Better Bunchicks in four. In and out of turn number two, and it's all about Pure Bicycles at the moment. Your British champ Fisher isn't done yet. Pure, crucial. That's you 1 and 2 into the final corner. Clayton's in there rounding out the top three as he stands. Cito's worked his way into four. Teddy Gorman, where are you, Pure Bicycles? He's going to pick up the win in the 9-year-old boys. Fisher, Clayton, 2 and 3. This time it's the 9-year-old ladies that are battling it out down the hill and through the first straight. Tilly Hewitt, look at that, ladies and gents. Hewitt's going to lean it into that first turn. Out front of the pack, doing it for Pro Star BMX. Who's there with her? It looks like we've got the bottom four of Izzy Moore. She's been chased by the 366 of Maggie Devine out of Maymo Factory Team UK. Moore looks up the inside of Hewitt into that second turn, but wasn't quite close enough. So it's all out front with Hewitt at the moment. Has Moore got enough left in the tank? She's coming back through the third straight. Last turn action. Here comes Devine looking to pick up the scraps. In and out they go. It's going to be Hewitt, Moore, Devine. That's your 1, 2, 3. Here comes a late charge from Mabel Pye. She's not going to get close enough. She's going to have to settle for 4. 10-year-old boy. Right, 10-year-olds heading down the hill. There's going to be a big battle between Anthony Peretti and Henry Sullivan in this final, I think. And the guy who's out front right now is Sullivan. But do not write Peretti off. He has got some technical skill, can work his way down a good third straight. Fitol's is in there in 3, the 0-1. Going through in 4 is Ethan White. But let's feast our eyes on what's going on out front, because Henry Sullivan is currently holding off Antec Peretti. Antec's not done though. He's going to try and work his way in. Sullivan might just have enough in the tank. 2 bike lengths clear now. Perebni's winding it up. Sullivan, Perebni's getting closer. Is he going to have enough? Oh! I don't even know yet. The transponders of truth, do your thing. Wow. 10-year-old girls heading down the hill, Phoebe Miller, absolutely on it. Oh, Ella taking to the skies. Emeka Kimtara, I'll keep going for this one. Maisie Dyson, Lawrence Snell, Bradford in there in 5. That is Maisie Dyson, but it is the one plate of Phoebe Miller. Ella Grant's right there with her. Is she going to be able to pick her off down the final straight? Miller's going to hang on. Miller, Grant, and the 12 plate I think belongs to Autumn Moore, making mum happy watching the live stream. The 11-year-old boys are a go. Check out Sean with a great start, heading towards our first corner. Baptiste is on the inside though. Who's going to lead it out? It's going to be Sean. Baptiste banging bows with Thomas Giles. Giles has now been shuffled back to about 5 or 6. He's battling it out with Betsy Wilshire, world number 4. Baptiste under pressure. Here comes Haynes looking for a way through. That looks like Tobias Groves in there in about 4 at the moment. Baptiste has got it all to do to catch Shaw down this third straight. Ethan Shaw, Pro Stop BMX, check him out. Out of the final corner, down the last straight. Shaw's going to pick up the win. Who's going to get the 2? Groves is putting the pressure on. Oh, Baptiste from Groves in 2 and 3. 11-year-old girl. 11-year-old girls are a go. It's Bishop out of the inside. World number 8. Check her out. Halo Wheels raced him in and back out of that first corner. Who's in with her? Looks like we've got Poulet Lamb on the 9 plate, chasing her down the 150. It's Maya Colletized. She's looking to put the pressure on the front 2 riders as we enter that second turn. Florence Dyson's in there in 4. That looks like Powell in 5. But out front, your world number 8, Harley Bishop. Can anyone catch her? Lamb is doing all she can. Collisage is under pressure of losing her 3rd spot to Florence Dyson. Dyson's gone from 4 to 3. Bishop under pressure from Lamb. It's going to be Bishop on the line. Twelve-year-old boys are go. Connor Hemphill, Finn Monroe and Jacob Anderson all level into that first turn. Oh! We've lost Jacob Anderson. Heap in the first turn. Meanwhile, Connor Hemphill is out in front. Preston Nimosh Power in there in 2. Chetty Jones in 3. Finn Monroe is shopping and looking for a position right now. Trying to work his way into the top 4. But doing it for sorting race gear. The 0-1. Connor Hemphill in and out of the turn, bringing it home, taking the win. Hemphill, pow, Monroe's got the 3. Girls are go, 12 years old, heading down the hill. Maisie Egan on the inside, Grace Hudak in there as well. They are elbow to elbow. Trixie Tracy's trying to thread the needle and dive underneath, working her way into the 2 spot. But look who's out in front, doing it for Hard Knocks bike coaching. Maisie Egan, but Trixie Tracy's having none of it. Works her way round into turn number 2. Can Maisie Egan pull it back, or is she going to get caught up by the rest of the pack? That looks like her. Hudak in there in 3, looking for the 2. Trixie Trace in and out the turn we go. It's Trace, Hudak, Egan. That is your 1, 2, 3. Who's going to get it at the line? Oh my word! The 3rd place, I think, went to Amelia Rowe.
The Open 13A final is a go. The national champion out of lane number 1, James Bibby, looking to make it stick into that first turn. Who's going to lead it out? Bibby goes 1 and 2 with the full plate of Rook. So it is Rook chasing him into that second corner, painting there for 3. Archie Croker White's in 4, but it's all about Pro Style BMX at the moment. James Bibby looking to pick up a bit of a gap between him and Rook into the final turn. In and back out they go. James Bibby wants to replace that 1 with another 1 for next season, and he's doing a fine job so far. Bibby, Rook, Payne, that's your 1, 2, 3. Oh, a Mill Challenger hits the deck. Final 53 is the 13-year-old girls. Look at how busy that is down the first straight. Broad, fast, forcing. Looks like we've lost Poppy Bishop. They're heading into that first turn. Broad forcing leads it out. Hard knocks by coaching. Going 1 and 2 with the W7 plate of
more than a warning.
Freya Harris out of Moto 1. Oh, Harry's got too close. Ended up hitting the deck. Forcing, still out front, the E5. Can she get close enough? That's got to be Iris Hyder. Elizabeth Lola pulls in there in 3. That's Pritchard in 4. But it's Broad, fast, forcing. Hard knocks by coaching. The pressure's coming from Hyder at the line. Forcing's going to hang on. Put your hands together for Freya Harris and Poppy Bishop.
It's at 17.
It's all about their money into turn number 1. Who's going to be 100 quid richer? It's looking like James Miller right now. Miller picking up the whole shot. Cha-ching! 100 quid in his back pocket. Ethan Howell in there in 2. Freddie Parkinson in 3. JP in 4. Josh Jensen rounding out the 5. But Miller doing it for crucial BMX. Under pressure from Howell to the final turn. Is he going to hold him off? Smart ride in the corner, keeps the door closed. Howell's gone right down the outside. Thank you very much. Howell, Miller, Parkinson, JP and Josh Jackson. Girls are girl, 14 years old, Esme 1 and Ruby Warren 1 and 2 into the turn. Holly Diver in there in 3. Under pressure as they come out of the turn from the 7 of Eva Zerzek. Braintree in there in 5. That's the 10 of Molly Fumey Carroll. Meanwhile, out in front, Pure Bicycles. Ruby Warren starting to up the lead now on Esme Ward. These 2 girls are well out front. Zerzek in there in that 3rd spot, doing it for Source BMX. In and out of the turn, it's going to be Ruby Warren bringing it home. Esme for 2, Ava Zerzek for 3, I think. Or was it Anushka Jones? I could have been wrong, actually. Sorry. Masters is a go. Check out Brunez as start. Heading for the first turn. Not sure what happened to Adam Brazil. Billy Lucas is here as well. Check out Top Palmer. Throws it under and works its way into 2. Lucas is in there in 4, battling it out with Connor Hudson. But on his return to national racing, Neil Brunez on the template leads it out. Palmer, Lucas, Hudson, Brazil. That's the order as they bring it into the final turn. Lucas got it all sorts of wrong into that final corner. It is going to be Neil Brunez from the original Tom Palmer. Adam Brazil's going to squeak his front wheel through for a top 3. Old enough to know better, young enough not to curve it. Is the veterans heading down the hill. Scott Beaumont, Matt Barnard into the turn. We go Zoltan Bude in there as well in that 3rd position. But it's all about Mr. 96 podcast. Scott Beaumont out there in 1. Barnard is tracking him down, looking for a way round. Adam Bude doing it for DC Cycles in there in that spot. Barnard's having a go at Beaumont in the final turn. Can he make the move? Boom, boom, holding on to it. Barnard's winding it up for another go. Hit that 96 podcast on the way home. Beaumont gets it. Barnard for 2. Bude in there as well.
3 and 4. The ground bets are a go. Archibald Healy down the hill and through the first straight. The one plate is going to be none other than Alan Hill. Beal Bicycles looking to renew that one on the front of his bike. Archibald's right there with him in the 2 spot, doing it for Astar Racing, who's picking up the 3. Stu Little is having an absolutely blinding day so far in a podium position in this Grand Bets final. Matt Haywood's in for 4. That's Brett Knight in 5. Chalkos in 6. In and out of the final turn. Healy, he's going to wrap up another national win. Archibald Little going to round out the 2 podium spots.
It's all about the money once again. The first into the turn, he's going to pick up the cash. Emily Eaton looking good right now. Ching, whole shot awards. It's in the deck in turn number 1 with Ellie Moore, I think. 2 riders down, 3 riders down in that turn. So, including Sidoni Cleve. So, Emily Eaton out front and gone. The 5, that's Jalaya Patel in 2. Who's going to pick up the 3? There's no doubt. Who's going to take the win? Who's going to take the whole shot money? Emily Eaton gets it. Jalaya for the 2. Who's going to get the 3? Wow. I've got a feeling it was Libby Coffin.
16-year-old girls hit the track in final number 60. Hayley Watson looking to pick it up into the first turn. Who's there with her? Right round the outside, but Lottie Brown dives underneath and works her way at the front of the pack. So it is the 1 leading it from the E6, heading into that second corner. Who's picking up 3? That's Lucy Gardner. Out of team mind on the 6 plate, but she's under pressure from the 3 off Grace Burge. Heading into the final turn, it is going to be Lottie, can't stop, won't stop Brown, heading down the final straight. Absolute bicycle motocross taking the 16-year-old girls win. Who's going to get the 2 and 3? That was Watson looking like Gardner rounded out the podium.
17.
Go,
Girls 17 and 18 years old. Sabina Ashman rusting up racing, but look who's right at the side of her. Alexis McCartney doing it for Salted Race Gear. That is Sophie Elwood in there in 3, and the Maypole girls are going 4 and 5 at the moment. Emily and Brooke, Smiley Maloney trying to get involved as well, but look at the action out front. Sabina Ashman, Alexis McCartney. If Alexis pulls this one out of the bag, the Scottish fans are going to go wild. In and out of the turn. Oh, Sophie Elwood's getting in it. Look at the 3-way drag race down the straight. Elwood, McCartney, Ashman in that order. What a finish.
The 19 to 29-year-old women hit the track. Emily Green looking to pick up the whole shot. Who's there with her? Your world number 5, Annabelle Townsend out of Savage Racing. Townsend leads it from Green and Brown as the exit turn number 1. Who's picking up 3? 4, sorry, that's the 1X of Megan Gerard. Heading into that second turn, Imogen Gibson's in 5. In and out of that second corner then. It's all about your world number 5 at the moment. Annabelle Townsend checking out from the pack. Has Green got enough left in the tank to chase her down the final straight? Townsend, Green, Brown, 1, 2, 3. That's how they're taking it across the line.
Right, next up. Do not take your eyes off these 8 riders. It is going to be an absolute banger of a final. And Cotty's lit them up down that first straight for Rab Racing. They're all going round together. In and out of the turn, it's Cotty, Osborne, and Guppy. 1, 2, 3. Toby Lynch is in there in 4. Rayford's in 5. He's really going to have to work his magic if he wants to hit the podium. but James Cottrell doing it for Rab Racing, riding two bikes here this weekend, in and out of the turn. Osborne's chasing him down, he's going to run out of time and room. Cotty, Osborne, Rayford, Guppy, Lynch, your top five.
Open 16 class on track. Look at how busy the front four are heading into turn number one. Lucas Seeley wants to make it 3 national wins out of 3 nationals so far this season. And he's out there doing a good job at the moment. He's being chased down by the 4 player Bradley James, who's in there for the 3. Looks like we've got Lucas Osborne out of MK, but he's under pressure from Jumeirah, heading down that 3rd straight. On into the final turn though. Lucas Seeley, check him out. Rob Racing's finest, gonna do the treble so far. Seeley, James, Osborne, Jumeirah, that's your 1 through 4.
It's going to be another screamer of a final. The 17 and 18-year-old boys. Thomas Miller from the inside. Henry in there as well. Oh, trying to get involved. Jaden Forsey doing the hard knocks bike coaching. In there in 4 at the moment, but it is the 1-2-7. Thomas Miller out in front, but look who's right on his back wheel. Doing it for Absolute Bicycle Motocross. It's Henry. Nathan Baratta's not out of it yet. Jaden Forsey looking good in that 4th spot. In and out of the final corner. Taking it down the straight, Thomas Miller taking the win. Henry for 2, Baratta and Forsey with 3 and 4.
19 to 29-year-olds are go. Carl Strickland with a blinding start. Bradshaw's on his inside into turn number 1. They were banging both. Josh Cates, what a first turn. Carl Strickland exits left, so it's all about your world number 4. Bradshaw, Mamo Factory Team UK leading this one out. Josh Cates in there in 2. Here comes Gerard, he's not done yet. He's inside the top 3. Dexter Gap 8 and 4. Last turn action down the final straight. Bradshaw as chill as you like, taking his national win. Gerard's gone through from 3 to 2. Josh Cates for 3.
Junior Open leaving the gate. Kai Bowen gonna fly over. James Clitheroe's right with him into the turn. Bowen picking up the whole shot. Clitheroe in there in 2. Emily in 3. Thomas in 4. That looks like Coker rounding out the top 5. But stay stronger out front of Hard Knocks by coaching. Got anything for him. Kai Bowen, James Clitheroe, Noah Emily. 1, 2, 3. This one's not over. Clitheroe's gonna have a go down the final straight. Bowen hanging on. Clitheroe's right on him. Who's going to get into the line? Oh! Too close. I have a sneaking suspicion it was Kai Bowen. But let's...
Superclass men are a go. RC22 on a lane number 1. Look at a whole shot into turn number 1. Sound of number 1 here I go. Caught up in traffic. Cullen, Russell, that's your 1 or 2 wins corner. She's looking for a way around. George Hunt in 3. The 4 spot looks like here. 5 spot looks like Bradley Russell. But it's all about Ross Cullen and Callum Russell at the moment heading into the final turn. The Mamo World Team and the Mamo Continental Team. That's your 1 and 2. George Hunt's had the move stuck on him in the final turn. Cornishy's going to take the final podium spot. Let's hope that George... Here goes down championship, women hit the track. Elsa Rendleton had a blinding start, but she's got Chalice on the inside into turn number 1. Chalice, Todd, that's your 1 or 2 gainers in there in 3. That looks like Carpenter in there for 4. And Roy in 5, Seawoods in 6. Heading into turn number 2. Elsa Rendleton isn't done yet. Looking to put the pressure on Chalice down the 3rd straight. Mamo, stay strong. That's your 1 and 2 as Rendleton got enough left in the tank. In and out of the final corner. Freya the Slayer, Charlie's gonna pick up the win. Elsa Rendleton for 2. Tia Gainer rounds out the podium. That's day 1 done, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back tomorrow for more of the same. Make sure you are here bright and early, wherever you're heading tonight. Have a safe journey.
Big